he does say a lot of good things. He claims a lot of things are of God or from God, but his actions aren't quite godly, like modesty, things like that. So I kind of question the things that he says when I'm looking at the things that he does. What is going on, everyone's? We are here and we are back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. I am Brandon D.
And I am Camille A. Stalker.
And if you get any value from our content, make sure you hit that subscribe, that like, all of that good stuff, because it helps us grow, and we appreciate everybody who continues to tune in with us. So we're going to go ahead and get into this episode. So the topic for today is going to be,
is Deion a good leader?
And when we say Deion, I'm sure everybody knows Deion Sanders. And it's been in the news that his team was targeted and a lot of their stuff was stolen out of the locker room. And my question is Deion's leadership skills or his leadership period making his team a target? Because this is not the first time it's happened. And we see Deion, everyone knows that Deion was a great player, but I haven't heard anyone say that he was a great teammate, which is something that plays a part in his leadership skills. So Deion, everybody knows Deion was he was a flamboyant guy who talked mess to everybody and did a lot of different things that weren't necessarily desirable to his brand. But is his leadership skills, or because I feel like he has this do as I say and don't do it as I do approach to his coaching and his leadership. So do you believe that plays a part in how his team is ran?
Possibly. And I think Michael Irvin has said that he was a good
teammate.
He was a good teammate. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Michael Irvin who said, I think it was. But from what I've seen, and there was a little documentary about him. I don't remember where I watched it. ESPN. I'm not sure if it was on ESPN or not. But he, like you said, Deion is flashy. So does that? He's been in the spotlight since he was
in college,
right?
Yeah.
So he was prime time, and how do you change that when that's who you've been
all this time?
Yeah.
You've been, and the people don't call you, and he calls himself Coach Prime. So it's almost like an alter ego. Nobody calls him Coach Deion Sanders. They call him Prime Time. So is he still trying to live up to that prime time expectation? Or is it really about the team? Because I can say this, he does say a lot of good things. He claims a lot of things are of God or from God, but his actions aren't quite godly, like modesty, things like that. So I kind of question the things that he says when I'm looking at the things that he does. Because when he was in football, he had all the chains, all the rings and all of that there. He get in the locker room and he'll talk trash to people. He get in your face, and he's even had like almost fighting matches with people on the field. So when you see his children or his players doing the same thing, is that a product of what they seen from him? Because children do what they see. They can clearly go online and see the type of person that Deion was. And when that doesn't align with what he's telling them, is that kind of a conflict for them?
It might be a conflict because you can't tell what type of father he is, right? So you can only go about what you see. Mm-hmm. But a while ago, they did have a reality show, and I think he's a loving father, right? I think he wants the best for his son. Mm-hmm. And when you get down to it, that's, in my eyes, that's what I see. He's not pushing for Colorado to be great. He's pushing for his son to be great. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's a thing of nepotism, favoritism. I created this, so my son deserves this. Y'all, because your eyes are covered, I feel you're not looking at how hard he's working Travis Hunter. And then he's also working his son a little hard too. I'm not going to hold you, for him to continue to say that he's the best quarterback.
I mean, he puts up some good stats, But
is he the best?
I wouldn't say that.
Exactly.
I wouldn't say that.
So, when Travis Hunter was out, I don't know who the little cat was who was making all them touchdowns. I don't know what his name is.
But they put him on the back burner when Travis came back.
So that's not good coaching. And mind you, I've never been a coach. I don't know. Look, I know a little bit. I put on like I know a little bit about football. I know more about football than I put on. But a good coach listens to players. A good coach is watching the plays. A good coach is going with the other coordinators and how this should work, because the person he let go of the offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. Why? What is happening behind the scenes for the Colorado?
But I also think that was a good thing, because that would be a tall tale sign as to where the problem is.
Well, I already know where the problem is. If when they played their first game, mm-hmm. It was hype. It was all hype. They won.
Yeah.
It was TCU. They beat TCU. That was the first game. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They beat them, and then it was like, what Shador do?
He did what his daddy would do.
We flashy.
Yeah.
There was no humbleness. Mm-hmm. There was no modesty, as you said.
None whatsoever.
There was no sportsmanship.
Yeah.
With sportsmanship, you go shake. It's none of this, and there's millions. I'm not even gonna say hundreds. There's millions of people watching.
Absolutely. Especially those games, because they was all hype, like you say. And I just feel like they're doing exactly what they seen Deion Sanders do his whole career.
Bringing in
all these rappers.
There's a lot of rappers that are coming in
that never been to Nan, Colorado game prior.
There's a pastor from Houston who went with his wife and visited.
For what?
That was my point. Like, what is all of this? Because then my thing is, when he was at Jackson State, they was doing the same thing. Had nothing.
He had the same type players.
So it has nothing to do. So this is how I know he's not a good leader. In my eyes, in my opinion, whatever, I don't care. Deion Sanders is not a good leader. Nah. He is not a good coach. Now, whatever he's doing for the culture, cool. But I think there's a thin line that he's playing, because when he was at Jackson State, like you said, there was robbing happening and stuff too. But when he was at Jackson State, everybody was, yeah, and then he left them. But nobody's paying attention to Jackson State.
Nobody said anything else about Jackson State.
Nobody's paying attention to what's happening, or hyping up that coach that's there, or putting money back into that school, mm-hmm. into that state. Nobody's doing that. But because prime time was there, that's what's happening. So if Deion decides that Colorado is not the place that he wants to be, then those kids will be 1-13 again.
Yeah.
And he's going to take the players that he's brought,
and speaking of that
that he brought with him, because he built a whole freaking new team. So he didn't even use what Colorado had to build up a team. No. He built a team.
Off of his clout.
There's a difference.
Absolutely. And one thing I didn't realize, and I got this from Jason Whitlock, he said that these children can only go in the transfer portal once.
One time.
So he's not even going to be able to move them kids if he decides to go somewhere else. And then another thing is this, the whole flashing thing. You have millions of people who are watching this who don't have money. Even on his same, and a lot of people saying these are inside jobs, because I would say this. There's only about 5 people on that team, the Colorado team right now, who has NIL deals. The rest of them are struggling just like regular college students. Like everybody knows college students do. They struggle to eat, yes, to do all this thing. So when you have 5 players in a locker room who are wearing Rolexes and wearing Dior and Gucci and all of this stuff here, that's going to be an easy target, because you're first, I feel some type of way because you flashing all of this. Then your dad is a millionaire, and then you're making millions of dollars as well on NIL deals. But I'm just a regular player, and I'm not making any of that money.
Every move that is made, everything that
it's all televised.
Your son is being
braggadocious,
but his other coach who's in his ear is freaking Tom Brady.
Yeah.
How many children have that opportunity, right? Like, Tom Brady is not going to Colorado and coaching and helping any other child.
No.
He's going directly to one little black kid.
One little black kid who has
saying,
the access and the financial ability to hire him. So don't just think it's Tom Brady just wants to help Shador. Nah,
it's something involved. There's always something absolutely involved. It's not,
that man ain't just coming out of retirement to go help a college student if it wasn't incentive for him to do so.
So I mean, I think Deion's a good father. He's a terrible leader. That's just like freaking David in the Bible. David was a good leader. Terrible father. So, I think just his leadership and what he wants people to see, because he wants people to see him. And because he wants people to see him, he wants people to see his son.
Yeah.
He wants to be seen. And when you want to be seen, that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a very slippery slope.
Because he's having all of these people fly in. These people and there's people who've never paid attention to college football before in their life.
My point.
Who was all Coach Prime, prime time. And he's just eating all of this up. He talks reckless in interviews, and you can come for me. You better come for me right now, because, bro.
He telling the NCAA that they should reimburse these children for bringing their jewelry, and UCLA has also got some of their stuff stolen too. So with that, there needs to be rules. There needs to be some rules. You need not to wear.
Why is you wearing all this stuff to a football game? And putting it in a locker room.
So you can bring in Brittany Renner, you can bring in DaBaby, you can bring all these people to talk to them about struggles or overcoming something.
Yeah.
And then
bunch of nonsense.
Then he said, we're teaching them financial literacy, or we're teaching them finances, but we didn't teach them to put to do insurance on the belongings.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And if you're teaching them financial literacy, why are they going out and buying this stuff anyway? How is Gucci, Louis, and all of these things, how was that beneficial to your financial longevity? It's not, because all these things are depreciating when you get them. What, you gonna resell them? You got this watch, you putting up watches in people's faces.
That's so disrespectful.
That is the most disrespectful, unsportsmanlike crap
because I've ever seen. Look what I got, and you don't have it.
You don't have this.
I got it.
So, being from where I come from, of course you're going to get robbed. These folks, people I know, they probably would have robbed you in your face. They ain't going to take it from you when you put it down. No, give it here right now. Because what you going to do? You going to call the police? I don't feel like, I feel like, what's the name? Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, as y'all like, and black people, man, they just stupid over doggone Deion Sanders. They just, I'm all for Coach Prime. Prime, he did this. He took it from a 1-13 team until what's the name? And they ain't saying nothing about the fact that all his players, his whole football team was manufactured.
Yep.
He has 85 new players. The rest of them he sent home. And just think about this. The people that he sent home, they had scholarships at this school. So where they're going, he didn't even think about their struggles, anything they're going to have to deal with. He just sent them home because of a football team. It has nothing to do with academics. No. It has nothing to do with anything but football. This man, Deion Sanders, he says God. He puts God and football in the same sentence. God don't care about no football.
Cares about your heart. He wants your heart. And what are you teaching these young men to
what
give
are you
back?
Showing them?
To give back to others, because giving back and saying, "Man, this was hard. I couldn't believe it." Yeah, it's hard, because are you really coaching them?
Yeah.
You have your other son is recording you all the time and getting the footage, which I think is good.
That's
if you're
good.
getting the background footage of this is how it all went down. This is how we changed the program and all that. That is good. But when I don't want to see you dancing all the time. I don't want to see Coach Prime. I don't want to see skits. I like when his children do come to him and talk to him in his office and stuff. I enjoy that because that's
that's a relationship type of deal.
But when it's about the bling, and then I also don't like show your eyes when the
why is you in a bit? I've said this before. Don't trust people who wear shades on the inside.
Like take the
they
glasses
are trying to
off.
hide something. Why do you need shades on the inside? Ain't no sun in there.
Everything. I mean, this doesn't bother me because I think this is what you should do. But everything that he has said, and he's promoted it, and people have bought it. Like the glasses, you can look around, and everybody is probably wearing, those glasses.
Even that shirt that say,
yes.
What's that shirt say?
Everything ain't
It's personal.
It's personal. Yeah, like all of that, he's profiting off of it.
All of it.
But my question is, you're profiting off of it.
Where is it going?
Where is it going?
Are you putting that into some of your teammates who don't have the money to do what they do with your son? And what's the other dude? The other boy? Travis Hunter. Because these guys are making money. They just put out what's the name? Travis Hunter just got an NIL deal with American Eagle or something.
See, isn't that crazy that we know that? We shouldn't even. That's scary because
they are creating targets on these children's backs.
That means I can see every deal that is being made.
And it'll tell you the money they're making, when they're making it, how they're making it.
That's even like, I mean, we're talking about Colorado and Deion, but that even goes to Caleb Williams. Yeah. And his deals, you see him in the Wendy's commercials. Mm-hmm. You see him and you know they breaking him off something.
Absolutely.
Because of this. The influence. And so they are college football players, but they are regular people.
These are children.
They're children. They are children. They don't know any better. And so and it's pressure. You're putting pressure on children.
Yeah.
So this, I don't know what's happening in the college world. There's a lot of college football world. There needs to be some they take away regulations and then people go all willy-nilly, and then you have to we need to rethink this. Like,
they didn't think the NIL thing was going to go like this.
Because a Negro came in and said, let me show you.
Straight up. Yeah.
And he's showing us, all right.
Yeah, he's showing you. All the money he's
bringing to y'all. All this money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be trying to restructure his contract in a second here. I'm doing all this for y'all. Y'all need to bring some more to the table.
So it's not about being a good leader. It's about being
a showman.
It's about being a good businessman.
Yeah. So I'm sure everybody has their opinions on the Deion situation, but this is ours. I don't feel like he's a good leader. I don't feel like he's really coaching them boys up. He says a lot of good things, but his actions are completely contrary. He talks about God, but nothing about him says God except for the words that are coming out of his mouth.
Gosh darn it, but them children be cussing.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Them boys be cussing.
Yeah,
listen to all sons. That rap music.
Yeah. His son, he got a son that's a rapper. The one who does the his daughter's out here, doggone, wearing almost nothing and saying what they want to say, doing what they want to do. His ex-wife, Shador, their mama. Pilar out here looking like she doggone 20. But
she's always looked like she's 20. That woman was beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
Like cover up and all that, but she is a beautiful woman.
Yeah, she a mixed breed.
Wow. Those boys are very handsome.
Yes, they are.
That doesn't take away from your behavior.
Straight up.
It does not take away from your behavior.
No, it don't.
At all. Mm-hmm.
So I believe Deion Sanders needs to be a better example. He needs to remove the do as I say and not as I do mentality, because that is harming his players, his boys. And they're going to go out here in this world and be very expecting of certain things based on who they are or who they're related to. And I feel like that'll set you up. So that is going to be our episode for today. If you have any comments, I'm sure you'll leave them. We're going to read them. Whether we reply or not is questionable. But the comments are always open, so make sure y'all tap in with us. We'll see y'all next week with another hot episode. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because like I say, it helps us grow, and we appreciate it. So, like always, it's love, peace, and soul.
Bye.
Like Soul Train, baby. Chill.